Okay, so are you ready to dive into some seriously mind-bending stuff today?
Always up for a challenge.
Because we are tackling the nature of reality itself.
Sounds fun.
Not just the reality we experience every day, but like the grand universe and our place within it. And let me tell you, we've got some seriously mind-bending concepts to unpack.
I'm intrigued. It's kind of like, imagine a cosmic ladder. With each rung, you go up. It's a completely different level of existence.
Ooh, I like that visual.
And we're starting our climb from a pretty fascinating spot.
Right, and our source material actually calls our current level, get this, incomplete finites.
Catchy.
It sounds a bit technical, I know, but basically, it just means we're all a work in progress, constantly evolving. Still got some rough edges.
Exactly. We're in beta testing, all of us.
I like that.
And it's not just us humans. It's planets, it's stars, entire galaxies. They're all considered incomplete finites at this point in, the grand scheme of the universe's timeline.
So you're saying the universe itself is still under construction?
In a way, yeah. It's wild, right?
It's kind of humbling, isn't it?
It is. The source material even says that everything from like the tiniest particle to the largest supercluster, it's moving towards a state of light and life. It's like this incredible journey of self-discovery for the whole universe.
Okay, that's just, wow. So if we're all evolving, is there like an endpoint? Like what happens when an incomplete finite graduates, so to speak?
That's where this other concept comes in, the concept of maximum finites. So imagine beings or even entire universes that have reached their full potential. But like for this stage of the grand universe.
So like reaching the peak of a mountain, you've climbed to the top, you've taken in the view, what's next?
Well, that's the thing. The source material, it suggests that even reaching that maximum level, it's just a stepping stone. It hints at something beyond our current understanding of, I don't know how to even say it, beginnings and endings.
Okay, you've officially piqued my curiosity.
It gets wilder. This realm is called transcendentals.
Transcendentals. All right, you're going to have to hold my hand on this one. What does that even mean?
Well, imagine a level of existence where, like, our perception of time and space, even like cause and effect, the way we experience it, it might not apply.
Okay, you've officially lost me.
It's like trying to explain the internet to someone who's lived their whole life without, like, electricity.
Okay, I get it. It's that different.
Yeah. And the source material actually mentions this place, Paradise Savona, which is a realm that's, like, closely tied to the very source of creation, existing on this transcendental level.
So we're talking about a reality so far beyond our comprehension that it essentially touches the face of creation itself.
Pretty much.
My head is officially spinning.
It's a lot to process.
It really is.
But this is where it gets even more interesting. The source material introduces this idea of God the sevenfold, which acts as a kind of bridge between all these levels of reality.
Wait, so there's like a divine force out there helping us bridge the gap between, what was it, us incomplete finites and those higher realms, like some cosmic elevator operator.
You can think of it that way. But it's more than just transportation. It's more like God the sevenfold is described as a unifying force, offering truth, beauty, and goodness to every single personality in the universe, no matter how distant.
Wow, so even if you're way out there, like on some remote planet in a far-off galaxy, you're still connected to this ultimate source.
That's the idea.
That's actually pretty comforting when you think about it.
It really is. It's all about interconnectedness. It's woven throughout the source material, this beautiful sense of unity.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling a sense of awe right now. So if this God the sevenfold is the bridge, what can you tell us about what lies at the other side? Like, what's the nature of this ultimate source?
Well, the source material actually gets pretty deep into the nature of God, describing a supreme being who, like, embodies the culmination of everything evolving in time and space.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting. It suggests that we actually play a part in this.
Hold on. You're saying that our experiences, our choices, they all factor into this supreme being somehow.
That's what it's indicating, yeah. Like, by experiencing, by growing, even by simply existing, we are contributing to this ultimate synthesis of reality.
Whoa. Okay. Now that is mind-blowing. So it's not just that we're evolving towards something, but that our very existence is part of something much, much bigger.
Exactly. It's this fascinating interplay between, like, the personal and the cosmic.
Right.
And the source material emphasizes that this supreme being isn't some distant, unknowable entity. It actually states that the supreme being is experientially attainable by individuals. like you and me.
Experientially attainable. Okay, that's a powerful phrase. So there's this incredible potential for connection, for understanding, even on like a cosmic scale.
Exactly. And we're just scratching the surface here. Remember, we're still just on the second rung of this cosmic ladder, right?
Yeah.
Just wait till we start exploring those higher realms of existence in the source material. It gets even more mind-bending from here.
You're not kidding. This deep dive is already making my head spin. But you know me, always up for a challenge. Bring on those higher realms. All right, so I am strapped in and ready for these higher realms you mentioned. What kind of wild concepts are waiting for us on the next rung of this cosmic ladder of yours?
Well, remember how we were talking about this journey towards, like, unifying with the I am?
Right, the ultimate source of everything.
Exactly. So to help us wrap our minds around that immensity, the source material brings up this really fascinating structure called trinities.
Trinities, like Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Is that what we're getting at?
That's one way to think about it.
Yeah.
But it actually gets even more expansive. It describes not just one trinity, but multiple trinities, each one representing a different expression of divine unity. And they each play a specific role in, like, the grand scheme of things, the whole shebang.
Okay, multiple trinities. My brain is doing cosmic gymnastics right now. Can you give me an example? Like, what's one of these trinities and what does it do?
Okay, sure. Let's take the ultimate trinity. This one is all about driving transcendental development. So think of it like the evolutionary engine of reality, as we know it. Remember those maximum finites we talked about? The ones who've reached, like, peak potential?
Yeah, they were about to graduate to a whole new level of existence.
Right. Well, the source material suggests that they actually become part of this ultimate trinity, working alongside something called the architects of the master universe.
Architects of the master universe. Okay, we are definitely not in Kansas anymore. So if I'm wrapping my head around this right, if the Paradise Trinity is like the source code of the universe, the ultimate trinity is like the team of cosmic developers, constantly like expanding the program and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
That's a fantastic analogy, and it really highlights how, even after reaching incredible levels of development, the journey of evolution and service, it continues. It's not about kicking back and relaxing once you hit a certain level, right? It's about using your understanding to contribute to the ongoing growth of reality itself.
That's a pretty inspiring way to look at it. So we've got the source code and the development team. What about the big picture? Is there a trinity for that too?
There is. The source material also points to the absolute trinity. And this one is a bit tougher to grasp even for, like, the celestial beings it describes. But it seems to be focused on the ultimate unification of all things.
So if I'm following you, each of these trinities represents a different, like a facet of this cosmic dance of existence, and they all connect back to that fundamental source, the I am.
Precisely. Just as those higher levels of reality are interconnected, so too are these trinities. They're not like separate entities, but rather they're different expressions of the same fundamental force, working in harmony to, orchestrate the evolution of the grand universe.
This is blowing my mind wide open, but like in a good way. Okay, so we've covered these incredible levels of existence and these mind-boggling trinities. But where does it all lead? Like, what's the end game of this whole cosmic journey?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the source material doesn't shy away from, like, the profound mystery of it all, ultimately. It points toward unification with the I am as, like, the ultimate goal.
Okay, back to the I am. We've been kind of circling around this idea of unification. But what does that actually mean? Like, what would it be like to achieve that kind of oneness with the source of all creation?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. And the source material encourages us to, like, think beyond our typical understanding of individuality and even consciousness, as we know it.
So we're not talking about, like, uploading our consciousness to some cosmic mainframe.
Not exactly. Think of it more like a drop of water merging back into the ocean. The source material emphasizes that this I am isn't some kind of super being with a personality, that we could even comprehend. It's the fundamental essence from which everything emerges, a state of pure being that's beyond our current capacity to even imagine.
Okay, I'm trying to picture that. A state of pure being beyond existence or non-existence. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little lost in the cosmic weeds here.
That's understandable. It's a lot to wrap your head around, even for, like, those celestial beings that are described in the source material. But here's the encouraging part. The source material doesn't suggest that we need to, like, fully grasp the I am intellectually to even, like, embark on this journey of unification, it emphasizes that the journey itself is the point, this eternal striving to connect with the very source of our being.
So even if we never fully comprehend it with our limited human minds, the act of seeking that connection, that's what brings us closer to the I am.
Exactly. It's about constantly expanding our understanding, pushing the boundaries of our perception, and embracing the mystery of it all.
That's actually incredibly liberating when you think about it. It means there's always more to discover, always deeper levels of understanding to uncover. It's a journey without end, and that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And while the source material acknowledges the vastness of the cosmos, right?
Yeah.
And the profound nature of the I am, it also emphasizes that this journey isn't some far-off, unattainable goal. It suggests that unification with the I am is something that we can strive for right here, right now, in our everyday lives.
Okay, I like where this is going. So how do we do that? How do we, as, quote, incomplete finites living in this material world, begin to connect with something so far beyond our understanding?
This is where those core values we talked about earlier come in. Truth, beauty, and goodness.
So we've been talking about these core values of truth, beauty, and goodness. How do those translate into actually connecting with the I am? Is it about meditating for hours on end or becoming some kind of ascetic monk?
That's a great question. And honestly, the source material suggests it's actually a lot more accessible than that. It's more about aligning our everyday lives with these values.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Think about it this way. Every time you choose honesty over deception, you're aligning yourself with truth.
Okay.
Every time you take a second to appreciate the beauty of nature or art, you're connecting with that universal principle.
I see where you're going with this.
And any act of kindness, no matter how small, it's an expression of that inherent goodness that flows from the I am.
So it's not about some grand sweeping gesture, but more about making conscious choices in each moment to reflect those values. That's actually really empowering.
Right. It takes this really abstract concept of, unifying with the I am, and it grounds it in the reality of our daily lives. It's look, you don't have to be a perfect saint or a mystical master to embark on this journey. Just start by bringing more truth, beauty, and goodness into your interactions with the world, like the world around you.
I love that. So as we strive to embody these values, as we deepen our connection with the I am, what does that ultimately mean for our journey through those levels of existence that we were exploring earlier? Do truth, beauty, and goodness somehow propel us up that cosmic ladder?
That's where it gets really fascinating. The source material doesn't really lay out a rigid set of steps or a definitive timeline,
Right.
But it kind of suggests that as we align ourselves with these core values, as we deepen our connection to the I am, our natural evolution towards those higher realms, it just kind of unfolds effortlessly. It's like we're removing the obstacles that were preventing us from accessing those levels of reality that were always within reach.
That's a powerful image. It's not about struggling to climb some ladder, but about dissolving the barriers that were keeping us from recognizing our own, inherent connection to that higher reality.
Precisely. It's about realizing that our true nature isn't separate from the I am.
Yeah.
But rather an expression of it.
Right.
And as we come to that realization more fully, our experience of reality itself expands. We begin to see those connections, to perceive those deeper levels of existence that were always there, just beyond our limited awareness.
This has been an incredible journey, and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole topic. Honestly, I'm already itching to dive back into the source material and see what other, gems of wisdom we can uncover.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
It's the kind of material that every time you read it, you get new layers of meaning. Peeling back the petals of a cosmic flower to reveal the infinite beauty at its heart.
Speaking of infinite beauty, there's one last point in the source material that I found particularly mind-blowing. We've been talking about the I am as this ultimate source, this ground of being that exists beyond time and space, right? Right.
Well, if that's true, if the I am isn't bound by the same limitations as our current understanding of reality? What if our journey of unification isn't just a linear progression through time? What if, in some way, we're already connected to that ultimate force, and this whole journey is about remembering that connection?
Mhm.
about peeling back the layers of our limited perception to reveal that infinite reality that's always been present.
Wow, that's a beautiful way to put it. And it really highlights the paradoxical nature of this whole journey. We're striving towards something that on a deeper level we're already one with. It's like we're setting sail to a destination we never truly left. That is truly a mind-bending thought, and one that I'll be pondering for a long time to come. Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today. We explored the nature of reality, the evolution of consciousness, and that ultimate goal of unifying with the I am.
It's been an incredible journey, and I hope our listeners are inspired to continue their own exploration of these profound concepts.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't need to have all the answers, right? You don't need to be a scholar or a mystic. Just bring a sense of curiosity, an
Mhm.
open heart, and a willingness to see the world through the lens of truth, beauty, and goodness. The rest, as they say, will unfold in its own time. Until next time, keep asking those big questions, keep searching for those deeper truths, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of the universe.